Hello YouTube, Jeff Steele here with Steel Navigator. Today we're covering the Part 13 update of shortages in America for ammo and firearms. Today's topic of discussion is licensing, laws, rules, regulations, local ordinances. It's very important to be aware where you live specifically as far as what is legal, what licenses you need, especially in regards to concealed carry. What I'm going to speak on today will be on the state of Georgia. This is where I live. Every state is different. Every country is different. Every county, city, all are different. Be aware of where you live, where you travel to, and if particular licenses that you have are accepted. Say, for example, if I have a concealed carry permit in the state of Georgia, can I carry that same license to Alabama or South Carolina or Florida or Tennessee? And will I still be covered by that license? In that situation, yes, I am. That would be an example. Always be aware. Take the extra time it requires, even if you have to use a vacation or personal day at work, even if it takes an entire day to get a particular license. We're going to use, say, a concealed carry permit, or I think they call it an abbreviated CCW permit. If it takes a whole day, for example, in the state of Georgia, depending on the county, it could take a minimum of a half day. And in most cases, you start out at your local probate court for the county, and then this is on the initial process, and then you will go to the sheriff or local law enforcement office. They will fingerprint you, so it's a two-step process. And then usually there's some paperwork involved once you go back to the probate court. So sometimes you'll have to make 3 stops, first probate, and then to the law enforcement office, and then back to the probate court for additional paperwork. That's the lengthy portion. And then you might have to wait for your actual physical permit certification to arrive in the mail. Could be a month, could be 2 months. So also keep in mind, once you have the permit, when you need to renew, I would go ahead and start that renewal process about 3 months in advance, just in case something happens. In case the permit, the actual hard card, gets lost in the mail, things happen. Always give yourself a margin for error in regards to that. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Having all necessary licenses keeps you out of trouble. In most cases, for example, if you get stopped by a police officer and you have a loaded weapon in the car, or you have a weapon at all in the car, when you hand the officer your driver's license, it's always wise, if you have a weapon in the car, go ahead and hand them that concealed weapons permit as well, so they know right off the bat that you are covered, you're licensed, and that you probably have a weapon in the car. And in most situations that I have found, where I've been in that particular situation, cops, police officers, they are very appreciative, and they respect the fact that you've put forth the effort to get the proper licensing, and they're usually very respectful in those situations. They appreciate it. Just to give you an example in regards to the state of Georgia and concealed carry permits, Creative Loafing magazines, there was a story printed there about one of the contributors had gotten a carry permit. And so in the state of Georgia, if you have a carry permit, you can carry a loaded weapon in a bar, nightclub, as long as you have that concealed carry permit and you're not going to be consuming alcohol. Now, if you're going to be consuming alcohol, it doesn't apply even if you have it. But if you have it, you can carry it in. Even on Atlanta's public transit authority, known as MARTA, if you have a carry permit, you can carry with the safety off, hammer back, loaded in your pocket. But the funny thing is, you can't eat or have a meal on MARTA. But if you got a carry permit, you can carry a loaded weapon. Very interesting. Another topic of discussion is hunting in the state of Georgia. So for example, we have an archery season, and then we have a primitive weapons season, which consists of muzzleloading type weapons. So in the state of Georgia, if you're bow hunting in the archery season only, you're not supposed to have any type of handgun, centerfire, rimfire, firearm on you whatsoever. Only a certified bow and arrow, whether it be a crossbow, a recurve, or a compound bow. You're not supposed to have any firearm on you. But if you have a concealed carry permit, you can have a firearm on you. You can have an AK-47 over your back if you want, if you have a carry permit. Same thing applies to muzzleloader season or primitive weapon season. You're not supposed to have any type of rimfire or centerfire weapon on you. Only a muzzleloading type weapon, unless you have a carry permit. These are several examples of how proper licensing and permits keeps you out of trouble, gives you greater freedom. They're not expensive. They merely require a bit of your effort and energies. It's well worth it. Take a day off from work. Get it done. Get what you need. Be very aware of all licenses, permits that you need, of all rules and regulations. For example, there was a comment about slingshots. Some states or counties or cities, slingshots apparently are illegal. I wasn't aware of that, but just be aware. And also in certain areas, you can't carry a knife on you that has a certain length blade. There is all sorts of regulations. Always stay within compliance, keep yourself out of trouble. But and just also remember this, ignorance of the law is not a proper defense. So you can't say, well, I didn't know that was a law. That's not a proper defense. They will still prosecute you. Doesn't matter. So remember that ignorance of the law is not a proper defense. That is straight from an attorney. Going on to comments. YouTuber Sledneck says, I might dig a moat and get some gators. Well, that is an option as far as having alternate means of defense. I can definitely speak on alligators in the state of Georgia. We are covered up. There is no shortage of gators in South Georgia. In South Georgia rivers, coastline areas, we are covered up. So there's no shortage on that. That is an option. And you, Frooster, asked about the hedge trimmers in the last video as a potential means of defense. Says that they might not cut deep, but they'll cut long. No question about it. It will definitely remove some fingers, toes, ears, noses, and I mean, I guess you could potentially clip an artery with it. It can be dangerous, but life-threatening unless you hit a main artery. Probably unlikely, but in regards to alternate means of defense, it's only limited by your imagination, and also going back in today's topic, limited by where you live, laws, rules, regulations. Keep in compliance, keep yourself out of trouble. Be a friend of the law. It's always wise. Tap the subscribe icon. We're going to try to keep this content going as updates come about. Comment down below. Let everyone know what's going on in your area. Tap the subscribe button, the thumbs up icon, like the video, bell icon, share this video. Other means of support would be Cash App and PayPal. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.